So let's start working on this. We're going to do new simple file. We're gonna make a new script. We're gonna do TypeScript because I don't know, that seems like it works. Encounter system v2. I'll just use script and template just to make sure it sets everything up correctly. And we're gonna go to the encounter system and we're gonna grab these things up here at the top. Oh, see, this is a problem here. Current encounter. Because what if you have another player and a different... Okay, I see you. Yeah, we'll just replace that with that. And then we'll get rid of that. And then the encounter system. Dimension 3D values. Is this to test if they're inside an area? Oh, it just gets, okay, it just gets the dimensions for the like, settings and stuff. Okay. Within 3D. And then outer equals edge cell 1, edge cell 2. Oh goodness. Okay. So, and then reset values just sets all the dynamic properties to what they need to be. Okay. Normalized selection. This make sure that that's not like an inverted, so it doesn't have like a negative width or height. Yummy water. So I think we have a better way to do this, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to building additions, my other project, and we're gonna go to scripts, world edit v2, and let's see what we have over here. Res cell 1 and 2. Is that the same exact thing? That's funny. Let's see. Wow, I did not realize how big this was. That's all of the world edit stuff in one file. It's 1,000 lines long. Goodness. Okay, back to where is it? Am I stupid? Oh, the Edifice master. Okay, found it. Okay, so we're just gonna paste that here. And res cell. What does that mean? Initial. Okay, so we're gonna change that name so it works a little bit better. So that's point A and point B, right? Selection. Edge 3. What is that even used for? Goodness, this is just a mess. Okay. The normalized selection. Here's okay. So here's what we're gonna do. So it takes the initial selection and then sets the normalized selection. Okay. So res cell 1, res cell 2. Okay. So we're gonna call this norm A and norm B. That'll do. Yeah, okay. Norm A, norm B. So that's normalized A. Normalized A, normalized A, normalized A. This will be normalized B. B. Norm B. Norm B. Norm A. Okay. So that'll be our normalized A and B selections. And then up here, we're going to say init A. And then init B. So the initial A and the initial B. Init A, init A, init A. We're just gonna refactor this code to make it a little bit better so that we can understand it a little bit more. So while I'm doing this, I'm gonna tell you what the script does right here, this function. So what it does is it takes the X, Y, and Z, the position of the selected area, and then it makes it positive. So there may be sometimes when you set the where here. Oh wait, no, I have GIMP open. Okay. Yeah, whatever. So there may be sometimes when you where you set the B position over here, and then let's say A position over here. But if we have it like this, let's say this is -5 and +4. These don't even mean anything. And then this will be +10 and -3, I guess. And so what this will do is it'll flip them so that the A is the lowest numbers of all of the dimensions or all the positions, and the B will be the positive. So then it would remake it to be, let's see, it would remake it to make it look like this. So then this becomes 10 and 4. Nope. And then this becomes -5 and -3. And that makes it easier for testing scripts when it's like, oh, is a player inside this area? It's harder to do that if your area is in the negatives. Or it's like the dimension is like -5 by 10 or something, and it's like it doesn't make any sense. Like, how do you have an inverted square? So it just refactors it and makes it so that A is the smallest numbers and B is the biggest numbers. And of course this would be in the 3 dimensions, so then it would also have the lowest Z and the highest Z as well. That's what this does. And then we'll rename this to be norm A, so that we can keep it nice and simple. norm A. Okay, so that's our normalized selection. And then we are going to go over here and find our list, copy it, and paste it over here. Okay, encounter variable setup. So what we're gonna do here is world dot spawn after events spawn entity data equals, so we can call back to it, and then we can say if data dot entity does not equal ba dot type ID does not equal ba encounter, right? It's ba, not, yeah, okay, not ge. Because before it was Batman Arkham, so it's ba, and now it's ge for Gotham Edifice, but you know. Cool. So if it's not an encounter, just return, and we don't need to do anything. But if it is, then this is what we do. So we'll do, actually, here's what we'll do. We're gonna go to the grapple gun scripts, and we're gonna find set dynamic properties. This is a nice function to have. Set dynamic properties, and then with this, we can just do set dynamic properties, and then we'll do data dot entity. And in fact, let's just make it even easier to read, and we'll say encounter equal data dot entity. There we go. So then we can know, okay, this is affecting the encounter. And then here's our properties. So let me just double check how we do this. So we'll go to grapple swing, and then this is what it is. So we need a name and then a value. Cool. So say name equals norm A, value equals I guess this is supposed to be an array, not a object. There we go. Value equals, let's do let location. Actually, yeah, we don't need to do that. Okay, so here we can just say the value equals encounter dot location. Simple as that, right? So then let's just double check over here just to make sure. Yeah, entity location. Sweet. Now we can just do that for all of the things. Do normalized A, normalized B, normalized. So then this will switch to initial A, initial B, and then we'll switch this to normalized B. And then what else do we need? Oh, this also has checkpoints in it, so we need to make sure that we also add checkpoints to the same script. And then we need to set it so that value equals false, and this will say normalized. So then that means it will just double check that. So when it runs the script, it'll say, oh, is it normalized yet? Oh, is it not? Okay, then we need to normalize it, and then it only does it once. So sweet. That's the encounter setup. Pretty simple, very clean compared to all this. I guess we also need the edge for padding, I think. So we'll say, let's do the same thing, and we'll say padding A, padding B, right? So did we say set edge? What is edge 3 plus edge 3? Oh, okay. So edge 3 just means the new padding. Or no. So it's the normalized B and A. Okay. So let's set up that function as well while we are here. So we'll do set new padding. And then here, edge 2, edge 3, edge and edge 2. Okay. So this, why did I do that? Shouldn't it be like new X, new Y, new Z? Because I think that's what it's doing, right? Yeah, okay. So first, so we'll just say new dimensions, right? Or new padding, right? Because that's what it's doing. Yeah. And we'll just make that one thing, and then we'll do let norm A equal so then we'll need to do entity and new padding. Entity dot get dynamic value, and this will be norm A. No capital, right? Or yeah, okay. Pad A, pad B. Okay. And it's not get dynamic value, it's get dynamic property. What am I doing? Get dynamic property, that'll be norm B. And this will be norm B. Okay. And then we should be able to just snag this and plug it in. So let's copy this, and then we'll rename it. So pad A, pad B, pad A, pad B, entity, entity. Then this will also be pad A, pad B. Because, like, really, what was I thinking? You know, you have edge cell 1, edge cell 2, red cell 1. Like, come on. Let's be a little bit more professional. Norm A. Norm A, X, Y, Z, and then this will become new padding.x. Z. And then we should be able to just take this. Oh no, it's flipped. Okay. Norm B. Probably better just to not mess with the calculations. But I know that this works and it's working fine. Okay. Cool. So set new padding. Got it. what's next? Reset area plus settings. Yeah, this is why we set up this stuff up here. So let's double check what we're doing. Okay, so world dot after events item use subscribe data equals if data dot item stack dot type ID is not equal ge dev tool return right. Okay. Maybe we make a new tool for this. Yeah, we probably need to just make a new tool for this. So let's do it. Where's the dev tool? Just duplicate it, and then we'll say selection tool. Selection tool. And then that needs to have the tag to be a dev tool so that we can use it later. Textures, item texture. Dev tool. Selection tool. Selection tool. Okay, sweet. Now that we have that, this selection tool. And then let player equal data dot source. And then we're gonna make a pop-up to be like, oh, are you sure that this is the one that you want to like mess with? So yeah. Yeah, let's just so if it's using the selection tool, I guess. Let form equal new modal form data. No. Action. Title. Reset values. Body. And then we'll say, are you sure you want to reset the values for, and then we'll do let current counter equal undefined try current encounter equals world dot get entity player dot get dynamic property current encounter ID else we'll just catch. There we go. And then we'll say current encounter.id. Oh no. Type ID. We'll add a color to this. Then we'll do R at, then we'll do blue and then say current encounter dot location dot x. Z and Y. Confirm. And then form dot show. I always forget how this goes. Form.show data player dot then res. Why is it like this? Why is it so confusing? Player then system dot run. And then this is where we reset all the values. We can just copy this and paste it right there, right? It doesn't do anything different. Reset values. What does reset value do? A, B. Yeah. Okay, cool. So then we'll just paste that. Okay. Now let's open the project folder. Textures. Items. Dev tool. Sweet. This will be called selection tool. Okay, sweet. And then we're gonna do refresh and restart watch mode. And we're going to save and quit. And then we're going to go to scripts and then down to main, and we're gonna swap encounter system to encounter system v2. So pretty much everything should be broken, but that's fine. That's what we want. And then if we go into the game, let's see what happens. So we should have a new item, selection tool, and then if I use it, what are you talking about? So here's what we're gonna do. Form.button, and then form.body. If encounter does not equal undefined, else form.body no counter selected. No dev entity selected. There we go. That'll work. And if we reload, we'll get a bunch of errors that show up, and then we can hit confirm. Sweet. So that's working perfectly. Okay. So then when that does, wait, so if I hit confirm, yeah, it'll just throw an error. Run! And then do the same thing here. Oh crap. Where'd that go? Okay. Set new padding, set dynamic properties, world event spawn, okay, item use. Okay, so then now if I reload, because my thing is I want no errors. Perfect. There we go. No dev entity selected, and perfect. Okay. So then set up new area. And here's how it's gonna work. World dot after events entity. Can I do player hit entity? No. Entity hit entity. Not subscribe. Data pointer. Okay. So then we'll say if data dot damaging entity is not Minecraft player. Return if data dot hit entity dot type ID does not equal GA encounter. Return Oh, how did I turn? Okay. And we'll say let player equal data dot damaging entity. And then you just say player dot set dynamic property current counter ID will equal entity will equal encounter dot ID. Okay. Oh, what did I do? Short scripts need to go back in there. Oops, that could have been bad. Okay, so with this, we're going to reload, and then if we hit this entity and then try to use it, there we go. It pulls up the entity just fine. Make sure you want to reset the values or confirm. Boom. So this works as intended. Perfect. So that's how you grab the new or the encounter and set new area. This will be world dot before events break block. Dot subscribe data equals pointer brackets if data dot here, let's see what we have over here. Oh, there isn't like a if item dot type ID does not equal GE selection tool return. Okay, so let's just make sure that every there's not going to be just a bunch of tests being called for items that it's not going to deal with. So that's the difference. Here it says, oh, if item dot blah blah blah, like the thing is if there was an item, like we would just want to return it if it's not the right one, right? So if item, we'll just do that. If there's not an item, return. If there is an item but it's not a selection tool, return. Perfect. So then let's see what we do over here. Okay. So in entity spawn, we actually need to change initial to 0 for A and B so that this can say, oh, is there something in this area or in this value? And this will also set to 0 and 0 as well so that the selection works correctly. So good on me. I actually found a pretty elegant solution. Okay, so then we just need to test if the current encounter stuff is the way it's supposed to be. So let encounter equal world dot get entity string plus player dot get dynamic property current encounter ID. And then we'll say if counter dot get dynamic property init A does not equal 0. So that's if it's already been set, then encounter selection. Okay, so yeah, it does do that at the second one. Okay, so then we'll say encounter dot set dynamic property init e equals location, and then we're gonna do normalize selection player. Okay. Ooh. Never mind. Okay. So oh, right. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Normalize selection. It shouldn't be player. It should be entity. I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, yeah. Like it should not be the player. Okay, so the entity that we're normalizing is going to be the encounter. And then we should do encounter dot get dynamic property init a initial a and then initial b and then event dot cancel equals true. Except it's not event, it's data. And then if encounter dot get dynamic property initial a equals 0, then we can set the initial a. And then we'll just get rid of that. Sweet. But we can't see that until we do something. Display dev info. We're gonna do world system dot run interval. World, and then we're gonna do for each. No, what is it? For let player of world dot get players. This will be to get the encounter. So let encounter equal world dot get entity. We're just gonna do this. Copy that, paste it down here. And then we're gonna say Let's see what I did here. Orbits. Okay. So this is what I did. Alright. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get our 3D dimensions. We're gonna paste it over here so that we can use it. And then say let inventory equal player dot get component inventory dot container. Right. This is where it's a little confusing. And then let item equal player dot get component, or not player, it's inventory dot get item at player dot selected objects. If item type ID equals G selection tool. Or why don't we just say dot as tag G dev tool. There we go. Then we'll say, what do we do? What do we do? For, let's see what I did for building add-ons. I just copy this and paste it over there? Is that gonna just work? It'd be really nice if it would. Hmm. Okay. Init initial B. That's fine. And then just copy this here. And this we're gonna switch to it's going to be, is it concrete powder? How do they oozing emitter? What the heck? Mob flame? That's not it. Falling dust concrete powder. Is that what we need? Yes. So we're going to just grab that. And dim X, Y, and Z should be let dim equal dimension 3D values. Point A, point B. Surely this doesn't work. First try. Yeah, okay, I knew it. Okay, we'll reset the values just to be double sure. Okay. Okay, cool. So, oh, maybe I just don't have that right. Is it tightrope? Grapple? Where is it? Oh my gosh. Block entity scripts. Is it? I thought it was block entity scripts. But I guess it's not. Is it player scripts? Monitor. No. Suit fabricator. Just kidding. It wouldn't be in there. Is it evidence script? So we're gonna have to figure this out. Item stack class has tag. Is a particular tag associated with it? Whatever. We're just not gonna bother. Type ID equals G selection tool. Hey, there we go. Things are actually happening now. Ooh. So player color is not defined. That's good. Because player color, spark color, player color. Okay, so this will be more like 1, 2, and 3. So we're gonna say the inside one should be red. So we're gonna say 1, 0, 0. Oh no. Oh, great. Okay. There's 1.h. We're just going to do this. I'm not gonna worry about renaming them yet. This will be norm A, norm B. So it's selecting it, but it's not. Depth, width, and height. So what is this one? Is depth Z or width Z? Okay, that's what I thought. So this will be width, depth, height. There we go. That should fix it. Okay. So that's not right. Yeah, let's do that. What on earth? Did I just put them in wrong? Oh, right. This is why we have these things in place. These two as one. That should hopefully fix it. Whoa. Where did that come from? Is that in this pack? Oh no, it's from the add-ons pack. That's on the same world. Okay. I was like, that shouldn't be there. Okay, but it's not. It's not working. Right. Okay, we'll do res 2 and res 1. Maybe that fixes it. Probably won't, but yeah, no, that breaks it. But at least we're getting something that's not 0. Okay. I don't get this. Why is it being like this? Send a message. And then this will be normalized B, normalized A. So we can see what it's reading. Width plus dim dot height plus dim dot depth. Okay. Reload. Reset these. Did it say? -24, 3, and 0.5. Hey buddy, I don't think you did that right. Did I mess this up? Did I mess this thing up? It's initial A and initial B, right? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh. Did I? No, I didn't mess that up. This should all be initial, and then the other one should be normalized, right? Initialized, normalized. And set it to normalized. so I can see why it's not working. Initial A, initial B. If initial A is more than, yeah. It should be reading the right dimensions. But it's not. -20, -3, 05. Or all 5. Oh. Yeah, that's kind of a pretty big oversight. There you go. Yeah, okay. That makes a lot more sense. Let's copy this again and see if this works. Swap out end rod for powder. It does, but it lags the game a lot more, so we're not gonna do that. Instead, we are going to go backwards, find building additions, RP, particles. And rhombus points. And then we're gonna add them to our particles here. And then, yeah, you're not gonna be able to see this because I'm doing it off screen, but then textures, particles. Rhombus A and B in case we need them. And then we should be able to just rhombus point. Particles rhombus. BA rhombus. And then we'll just replace that. Refresh. Restart watch mode. That'll load. And then we'll need to save and quit so that we get those particles in here. And then load it back up. Hey, there we go. Pretty lag free, and if I put that away, hey, there you go. It doesn't show up. Perfect. And then what we'll do is we need to do the same thing. But with a different one. So we'll make as 1 and 2 equal pad A, pad B. And then we'll get rid of the let there. And then this will be its own thing. And then we'll set the color to be a cyan color. And then this will be for the padding. And then if we reload, yep, the padding is over there. Sweet. And then what we'll do is what are we looking for? Yes. We'll do counter. Set dynamic properties. Encounter. Oh, it's not supposed to be an object. We learned this last time. Name. Add a equals encounter dot get dynamic property. And then we'll just do the same for norm E. And then if I reload, reset, and then come down here, we should see Z fighting. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. And then various settings. World after offense item use data pointer curlies if data dot it's not supposed to be a block. World dot for events player interact with entity. That's what it is. Subscribe data equals if data dot item stack dot type ID does not equal GE dev tool return if data dot target dot type ID does not equal VA encounter return. Same thing, return. Okay, sweet. And then we're just gonna see if we can grab this. If if data dot item stack. So if there's no item, also return. Sweet. So now that's all accounted for. And we'll see if we can just grab all this and just paste it in there and then just rename a couple things. Let encounter equal data dot target. Counter. It's like I know we could just leave it as entity and I wouldn't have to replace everything, but also that's not why we're doing it. We're trying to refactor code, make it easier to read, and make it actually work. use. Set new edge. Okay, so let's grab that. See if we can't make it a little bit more functional. Oh wait, no, I already did that, right? Yeah, we already have it. Okay, so we just need to do set new padding. Counter. And then this needs to be X, Y, Z. Really bracket. Boom. Okay, sweet. Counter. Single use. And counter. Used equals false. What was the last thing? Save entities. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is what it's gonna do. This is where it like creates a new structure. Counter. It should be normalized to A. Why do I keep doing normalized B? Within 3D. The heck? Within 3D. Counter false. Okay, within 3D. What does this do? P1 and P2. Whether it's the outer. So that means, oh, okay, so that's the inner. And we just need to rename these to our new values. Okay, so res 1 becomes norm A. Norm B. This is padding, so it'll be pad A, pad B. Okay. It's ready. And entity ID equals counter. Checkpoint, and then counter. Okay. Is that everything? Did we do it? So then if I reload and use little format shows not the required images. It's supposed to be in like a system run or something. Should already be in one. Oh, it's because it's in before events, not after. After events. There we go. And then we'll say padding 3, padding 9, padding 2, Yes. Hey, there we go. So now we can see our padding area. I can use this to like save entities and whatnot. So I need to do that, but we're gonna run with it. So I can select the whole area. And then we can use it on this and set our new padding. Submit. And there you go. Now it does get a little laggy, so I may switch this from being every block to every other block. Because it's a lot. Then this should just happen. There we go. There we go. Now it all runs smoothly. And of course, you're not going to be seeing this in game while you're playing, but it is nice to have the DevTools be, you know, running smooth. But that's about it for what we're doing today, I think. Yeah. So this is going to work really nicely, hopefully. So next up is saving entities inside the padding area and then loading them as well. But I need to do it in a better way than the previous version because the previous version sucked. So at least we have the selections working and we have a dedicated item for it now. So yeah, that's about it. So signing off, I'll see you later.